We're in the business of changing lives. In some instances, we're in the business of saving lives. At the Lehigh College of Education, what we are most interested in is to create new knowledge. If it doesn't happen here at an institution of this type, it's not going to happen anywhere.
You know, research is great, but if you can't make a difference in a school for a student and a teacher, it doesn't matter. As
part of the College of Education, we have a school called Centennial School, and it is a day school for the most severely disturbed and emotionally compromised students in the area, children who have nowhere else to go.
The teaching mission at Centennial School is to teach young children alternative ways to behave so that they can be successful in the general education curriculum.
My son was restrained at the homeschool a lot, daily, more than one time a day. He would be suspended for 3 days, 4 days, no understanding whatsoever as to what was going on with him.
By the time parents arrive at the front door, they are pretty much demoralized. What we tried to do is give them hope. Here at Centennial School and at Lehigh University, we focus on teaching positive interventions. We can teach behavior just like you can teach mathematics or social studies. Centennial School is constantly working to improve the state of education throughout the Lehigh Valley as well as the nation. Each year we host visitors from all across the United States who come here to see how well we educate these students without the use of aversive techniques.
I have a son who's 26 years old who is mentally disabled, and we became aware of how important it was for him in his development to have a strong education, and that always begins with a strong teacher. The College of Education has an excellent special ed department, school psychology department. They do research in autism, on learning disabilities. Colleges of education across the nation appreciate and understand what Lehigh has to offer.
The Lehigh College of Education is a place that insists that the best kinds of interventions, the best kinds of knowledge are used in order to change the lives of individuals in this country.
I think our college is very well positioned to continue to be viewed as a leader across multiple places and multiple disciplines. We're doing some very interesting work in the areas that I represent mostly, and that is the whole idea of preventing the development of learning disabilities. My interest is not what we do about them, but how can we stop them from emerging? We can identify kids as young as kindergarten and first grade who are unlikely to be successful in third grade. And if you're not successful by third grade in learning how to read, learning how to do basic math, you're in trouble for the rest of your educational career. What Response to Intervention is doing is something that will make its way into federal law that governs not special ed, but governs all education.
What's wonderful about the College of Education is the amount of public awareness it gives to its greater community.
We see that students with emotional and behavioral disorders have very poor outcomes. They drop out at a rate of about 50%. They score very low grades. They get more D's and F's than any other disability group. In the past, we've typically excluded students with emotional and behavioral problems from our school system. The Center for Adolescent Research in the school is the largest grant that the College of Education has received. It's a very broad-scale grant. We have students in 5 different states participating in this project, and we're developing interventions that can be used nationwide.
Back in the day, principals had to know how to run their school. They needed to know how to get along with students, and they needed to know how to just do their budget within their school. Today, that's completely different.
All successful organizations have one thing in common. They have someone at the top who sets the vision. Lehigh University's Center for Developing Urban Educational Leaders understands clearly that the problem is leadership. The main goal is to develop high-performing principals. But if I can impact one principal, that principal can impact 50 teachers who impact 800 kids. And over multiple years, the more we do that, the greater the impact we have.
At the Lehigh College of Education, what we are most interested in are evidence-based practices. We don't recommend to anybody that a procedure or a process or a teaching unit be used unless it has had considerable empirical attention.
At the College of Education, we do research both nationally and internationally. We work with such major international organizations as UNICEF, UNESCO, World Bank, and USAID, and also with smaller non-governmental organizations like Caring for Cambodia. The majority of the population in Cambodia lives below the poverty line. The history is also very turbulent in that the entire educated population was nearly wiped out during the Pol Pot regime.
And a lot of people who survive suffer from a post-traumatic stress disorder, and that poses a big challenge for Cambodian people to send their children to school. The other problem is we see high rate of child labor in the country, and the strong traditional gender roles. For example, it's better to send boys to school than daughters.
Lehigh has partnered with Caring for Cambodia, and it has become an important two-way partnership. Not only do our students learn about the complexities and the tragedies of the political, economic, and historical situations in Southeast Asia and in Cambodia in particularly, but through the coursework, through the field research, our students also contribute to rebuilding the educational system.
And fieldwork is very important to transfer what you've learned in class and apply into the real-world setting, such as Cambodia.
To me, the great opportunities that Lehigh University provides is the opportunity to engage in a real, meaningful dialogue about what education should be, both nationally and globally.
Literally every day, there is something that made this job worthwhile, just helping others succeed.
Good teachers instill a fire in kids. If we can turn kids on, the power of that knowledge just takes off. That's the purpose of education.
The College of Education is really working to help their students and their graduates understand the big, broad problems facing education. And they're really training our future educational leaders to be able to do all of those things.
I think the thing that separates us is that we're primarily the only ones that can chase the evidence without fear of favor, without looking for political reasons to come up with answers. It's not just conducting research to collect data. It is applying those kinds of things and working directly in the schools. We can make real and lasting changes to education, not only in this country, but internationally.